During this semester, I've been conducting an analysis of my communication style. This involves me first taking an assessment. This assessment enabled me to determine some of the strengths and opportunities for improvement that I personally possess. After this, I conducted an interview with 6 different people. These people came from different aspects of my life, including professional, personal, and academic. Now that I have the results of the personality assessment as well as the responses from my interviews, I'm going to garner all of this information and analyze it piece by piece. Now, after looking at all this information, I've decided that I want to focus on improving my own personal self-confidence. Although this was not the path I originally chose when framing my interview questions, I think that my sensitivity to criticism may not be the problem. A lot of my interviewees felt that I wasn't sensitive to criticism, that if anything, I was very open to it. However, I really hesitate to be assertive in a lot of situations, and I also don't speak up, or when I do, I sometimes tend to negate the things I say after I've just said them. I think this boils down to me having a lack of self-confidence, and I think that taking the steps to improve this will really only propel me forward into any aspect of my career, my education, and even my personal relationships with people on a day-to-day basis. Thus, I'd like to create my action plan to improve my self-confidence in order to improve myself in all aspects of my life. There's very much significance that goes along with me deciding to improve my self-confidence. There's very much at stake to lose and to gain. As far as losses go, I think that this would just severely impact my life because all of my interviewees in the personal, professional, and academic spheres all picked up on the fact that I sometimes have a harder time speaking up. This was also evident because one of my interviews was saying that although I needed to meet with him very urgently, I didn't make the effort to make that clear because I was trying to be accommodating. This is also a confidence issue because I was worried that I was taking up too much of his time, when in reality he wanted to help me out. Also, another one of my interviewees responded that because sometimes I hesitate to speak up in larger groups, that it could give off the impression that I don't know as much as I do, or that I'm lost, or that I don't understand something, when in reality it's quite the opposite. I just deciding to be much more observant and analytical. This also comes across because although I'm cautious, which was a very high score of mine in the DISC assessment, and I'm very detail-oriented, this could become a weakness in some aspects because I analyze my thoughts so much before I say something that sometimes it's too late. I think that given all of this, that there's so much to gain if I could improve it. A lot of my peers have said that when I do decide to speak up, that I definitely have something valuable to say. This was evident when I did my IP project last semester, because I always had to work in groups. Also, I think it's important for me to remember that the things I have to say are valuable. And I think that if I keep this in mind, that my ideas will always come across, and it's a really good experience to take risks and put yourself out there. It will only continue to strengthen my relationships with people in my personal life, including improving the quality of my work in my educational life and my professional life. It will only continue to behoove me to be more self-confident because it'll come across in how I speak, and confidence is contagious. People will want to work with me, and it will continue to be beneficial. Deciding to improve my self-confidence, while it would definitely be beneficial in all aspects of my life, makes it more difficult to measure some of the successes that I may have. Self-confidence is a very broad thing, and it's not a specific skill set that you can have your manager come to you and tell you that you're more confident this week than you were last week. However, I think looking at some of the situations given by my interviewers is a very good place to start. My personal, professional, and academic lives, I wish to improve all 3 of these spheres and how I communicate within them. I want to make sure that my participation grades in class don't suffer because I'm too worried to bring up an idea. I'm also going to propose ideas more frequently in different settings, maybe starting off in more low-key places such as in my personal life, and making sure that that translates into my academic life or my professional life. I'm also going to try to do things that make me uncomfortable. And I don't mean this in a negative sense, but going after an internship that I wasn't sure that I should apply for, or studying abroad in a country that I've never been to before, or cold calling someone to ask them if they have time to go get a coffee so I can learn more about their job within that industry. Taking these chances will allow me to improve my communication style, and my definition of success involves a lot about following your own passions, and I think having more confidence enables you to do that in every single aspect of your life. This is what I'm looking to do, and I'm really appreciative that I had the opportunity to conduct this analysis of myself, and I'm really excited to see some of the results of this analysis, because I think improving my self-confidence will only improve all of the quality of work I do and my relationships with people.